For some reason, this is giving me butterflies. All right, here we go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kato Well, we'll do that again. God damn it! And this is I'm making it sound like it's really structured and everything, and like it's serious. It's not like it.
Yeah.
It's a loose podcast. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Fucking
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Siege, you do it. Bring us in, Siege.
I don't think I can. Do the whole. Yeah.
You're in front of me on this little image. All right, so.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I can barely introduce myself, let alone a whole show. So.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
God damn it, Chef!
Good.
LMFAO, a podcast of this dumb Buddha idiot.
Thank you, Chef. You need to save that for this weekend so you can pay for my alcohol. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kato Cast, presented here to you by me, Hitsu123. On the show today, I have a special guest named Siege.
Hello.
Siege. There it is. Look at that beautiful voice.
Beautiful.
Not through a headset, through an XLR mic.
An
Such a
actual
fancy guy.
mic.
Check him out in the future at twitchtv.siegelol. He'll be streaming maybe someday. I don't know.
Watch out for me. look for me on the recommended channels, the featured page. That's where you'll find me.
Mixer only, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Head on over to Mixer.
But yeah, Siege is with us today. I could not get Max. He is out and about, and I kind of wanted to do a podcast because I felt like doing it because, the last one I did was in 2017. So here we are. Siege, how about you? You know what? Give us a little bit of an introduction for yourself. Who are you?
I'm Siege. An introduction. Who am I? That's a good question, actually. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Okay, boomer.
So what I've come to learn is that you never really know.
Yeah.
Like you were saying earlier. That guy from 2017. Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
Who is that guy? He was so naive, thinking he could play a game.
Yeah. So I was telling Siege earlier today. The whole reason I'm doing this podcast now is because I was watching the old podcast that I did with Max in 2017, and I was like, man. Got to do that again. And then I heard some silly things coming out of my mouth just 2 years ago. What a difference in a human being.
Yeah, so imagine looking back on this one in 2 years. What do you think the differences will be?
Ooh. I'll just be even better.
You'll be even better?
I'll just be even better.
Just in every way.
Exactly. I'm better than I was 2 years ago. So in 2 years' time, it only makes sense that I'll be even better. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the best perspective to have on it. That's a perspective I want to have.
The math adds up. So Siege is a fellow chill crafter. Yes, he is somebody that I knew from our old Minecraft server ran by Shorts. I can't remember our first interaction. I think when I think back on those times, I remember being in like my little savannah biome area.
Yep.
And we were in a Skype call. That's all I can remember though.
I feel like the first interaction I remember is stumbling across your savannah base, and like I was looking for a place to set up,
Mm-hmm.
and you had like this massive like I think it was like carved into the side of a mountain because I kind of got lost because I I was trying to like follow you into it. Like I saw you and I tried to follow you into it for some reason, and I just got like completely turned around. There were like tunnels going everywhere and there's water everywhere. But yeah, that's about all I remember from the first interaction. Oh, besides the Minecraft skin. I liked the skin. That was like the first thing I was like,
Oh, my Edward
Metal
Elric.
Alchemist. Yep.
Yep.
It
And
was
you
pretty
had
cool.
Naruto.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think we didn't really play too much Chillcraft together. We one of the big things we did was you won a UHC, the only UHC that I'd lost, because you're hiding
Yeah.
in a hole while I was doing all the fighting.
Listen.
And then in fact, you didn't even kill me. I killed myself. I shot someone, killed him, and fell off the tower and died. And then you won.
Yeah, but I mean, winning's winning. That's Dallas.
It was a very pathetic display. And so, I refused to play games with you until...
Listen, it's amazing because that was the first time I beat you, but it wasn't the last time either. That Widow 1v1, but back at it, UHC all over again.
I really I don't think you were... I don't think that happened. Like, I'm not even joking. I don't remember that happening.
Listen, I wouldn't lie about this. I would not lie about this.
See, I don't know if you're joking or not because I seriously don't know. You could be joking or you could not be. I can't remember if that actually happened.
That's fair. I could be joking. It did actually happen. I would stake my life on it.
Huh. I guess you would remember beating
I'd block it out too. It was dirty.
Speaking of, that's when we first started actually playing together, was Overwatch.
Yeah.
That was when our friendship blossomed and you got used to me yelling at you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good times. Except, when you were yelling. You got to be
which is like about 50% of the time.
Yeah, it's only like 50% of the time. But unless there's some winning going on, like some Masters action or something.
Speaking of, we're Virgin Boys. Thanks, Tyler, for the Twitch Prime. Can't wait to see you in 2 days.
What a good guy.
What a great set of brothers, just giving me money.
Yeah.
All right. So,
who would win in the Widow 1v1 though?
Of the brothers?
Yeah.
Chef.
Who can click the heads?
I think Chef.
Ooh.
Chef plays a lot of that. He likes sniping, so. All right. So, this podcast has been gone, like I said, since 2017.
Gee,
why?
That's
like 2 years.
That's 2 years.
2019 minus 2017. 2 years.
Hold on, let me pull up my calculator. Yep. 2 years. Why has it been so long?
So it's been so long because, well, the main reason is because, I did it and then I kind of ran out of what I wanted to talk about. I ran out of ideas. That's what always happens. You always run out of ideas, and so you don't do that. That's why, sometimes I don't make music. Sometimes I don't stream because you're out of ideas.
So how do you get ideas?
Well,
just come up with really bad ones and
hope that they work well.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just like today's idea. But no, I was talking to you about it. Yesterday, because you were getting your new mic and everything, and I was, it kind of tickled me, and I was like, that's right, I did do the podcast. And then, today woke up, and I was like, let's go listen to that podcast again. So I did, and then
nostalgia hit you like a wave.
It did. I remembered how fun it was to do it, and I was like, oh, I gotta do this again. So here I am. Here you are. And I told you I'd bring you on the podcast. So.
And here I am. This is episode
3.
Episode 3. Episode 3. So like on average about one episode a year.
Yeah, I think so.
So, are you gonna try to do them more often, depending on like the ideas that you get?
So
Or is it
here's the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna. It all depends on how I feel. So like, if I can come up with something, I'm not gonna. I'd like to do it a lot, but I need a good reason to do it, and I need good ideas to do it with. And so I'll try to think about it here and there, but whenever
Yeah.
something hits me, like I was hit today, I'll be like, okay, I want to do it. I would like to do it more often, but I was telling Max in the last podcast that that's all right. We'll just do it once in a blue moon. The fans will starve. They'll begin to starve and want it. Be like, when's the Kato cast coming back? It'll be big headlines. Kato cast hyped to return. Leak from Siege. Possible return of Kato cast in 2 months. They'll never know. They're gonna be starving for it, and that's what I want.
So, I mean, I've been waiting patiently for the past 2 years. Like, I've been waiting for the next episode. I was waiting for my invite all this time to be a guest. So,
And here it is on the 3rd episode. This
yeah,
is the
and then
first.
you know what you could do?
What
The
could I
first
do?
episode. You could have the Chef brothers on after this trip.
Ah,
You guys could
yes.
do some reflecting. You could talk about all the PUBG stuff.
Oh,
Remember that time?
I
Remember that
yelled
time
at
you
you.
had no. Well, that. But remember that time when we were in like a really like it was close. It was like either we were gonna win or we were gonna lose in this moment. And then you told Chef, you said, run around that rock and get that kill. And he did. He ran around that rock just like you told him to, but then he tried to go the other way, but that wasn't the way to go because it got him killed. So someone else went the other way and won us the game. Do you remember that?
What the hell is even that?
I think I do remember that. That
You
wasn't
guys
a
can talk
rock.
about
That was
You
a
could talk about all those moments.
truck.
I mean,
This,
there's probably hundreds of those though.
but this was the first episode where I brought on a guest. Max would be my normal co-host, but like I said, he's not here today. But you are a guest on the Kato Cast.
Yeah, but the
welcome.
Kato Cast can have as many guests as you guys want to have on here.
It can. I would like to have eventually a cast with like a good amount of people, just for a lot of banter and stuff. But
I mean, one day
in the
you might
future.
have. I mean, what if the fans are so thirsty? You said it yourself. You got to give the fans what they want. And,
Exactly. But they gotta.
Or you'll be like Joe Rogan or something. You'll have like Bernie Sanders and like
Oh, he's already scheduled for
Vladimir
for the-
Putin and all
on the
those people.
10th
You have everybody. All
10th
the world
cast.
leaders.
10th Kato Cast. I already have Bernie scheduled, so I'll probably have him after his presidency.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
But yeah, really, with this podcast, I also really wanted like an archive of things. That's what I've always really. That's what I do, or that's like one of the big reasons why I've done all the streaming and all the YouTube and stuff. Is because for days like today when I just kind of look back and just watch it, I'm like, hey, I remember that, or hey, that was funny. I remember that. Yada yada yada.
Just mark
Someday, yeah, a moment in time for me or maybe someone else, maybe my kid someday to look and be like, wow, there's Dad. It's a shame he died at the young age of 26.
So you have a kid already.
I will. But yeah, so there has
You guys
been a
kinda-
lot of what's up?
Just kind of throw your stuff out there on the internet into the abyss somewhere. It'll exist forever.
Yeah,
back.
I mean, hell, I've got a
Look at it
whole.
someday.
This might sound really conceited or narcissistic, but I got a whole subreddit that's just reddit.com/r/hitsu, and it's just got stuff that I put on it.
Just like a journal or something. so to speak.
Somewhat. I use it kind of like a cheap blog. Thank you, Tyler, for the penny. But yeah, I use it for like a blog or just whatever I want to throw on it. That's mine. Like my songs, I'll throw it on there and then do like a whole write up of the song, the reasons why I did this and that. But it's nice. Someday, that boy will see that and be like, "Wow, so Dad made music."
So, I mean, it seems like, you're putting it out there for mostly yourself then, like to
Yeah,
some degree. But then you also make it public as like an archive of
of me.
like just of everything you've done, basically.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have much on there. I probably should be putting more on there, but it's just
You could
there.
put this podcast on there every time you do an episode.
I could.
Just like have like one, aggregated resource of all of your stuff.
Well, what I wanted to do was throw like all my Let's Play videos on there, and maybe not do every single Let's Play video, but I wanted to like do the same, do like a write up of what was going through my mind when I did this and this and that and all that. And if someone one day randomly stumbles upon that, it'll just be a cool little like, oh wow, this is Hitsu 123 apparently,
Yeah, it's kind of cool to think about. Like some
Yeah.
internet archaeologist like digs you up someday and like goes through all of your history. Just everything you put out there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we obviously I have been up to a lot since and in between the whole 2 years. That's a good bit of time for things to happen. So I guess I'll begin with what I've been up to. So first and foremost, last time on the cast, I was with a wonderful girl named Amy. Now, I'm not. I got broken up with about a year after that cast, almost a year. And that was obviously very, very rough on me. I had to move out of her place. I had to quit my job over there and just run back down here. I lived with my sister for about 6 months or so. Got really incredibly depressed, as you do. And then
Dark times.
very dark times. In fact, my room was pretty much always dark. I never turned the light on.
Jeez.
So literally dark times. Just felt like being a sad little boy. Sometimes you just gotta be a sad little boy for a bit.
Yeah, but you have to keep perspective on it too. Like,
Yeah.
you have to be reasonable about it.
Yeah. Yeah. The worst I'd got, and actually after this, I got immediately after this happened, I just started doing nothing but climbing up. Was on my birthday of last year. Yeah, birthday of last year. I had a job at Lowe's, but after that shift, I had gone to the sushi buffet, the one that I took you to, Siege.
Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah,
nice one too.
It was a nice one. I went there, and I was like, just wanted to celebrate my little birthday just by myself. And then I also did something. I was stupid, and still, obviously, very much not over my ex. And so I sent this long, goodbye text message. It was long. It was like an essay, honestly. And I sent it to her because I just wanted to say, all right, this is me sending this, and so I can say goodbye, stop thinking about it, and try to move on. I sent that, and then I never heard anything back. I sent it before I started eating, and then I finished eating, and didn't hear anything back. And then I was like, wonder what's up. Didn't think about it. Finished my food. Came home, drank quite a bit, and then I was like, I do wonder, because she had been streaming as well. She'd been trying to stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
She was streaming at that time, and so I was like, I wonder if
What's she streaming?
Well, I wonder if she was streaming whenever I sent that, and if she read it or
okay.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and looked at the VOD like an obsessed little boy, and I found the part wherever she was, wherever I sent it to her, and I saw her look at it and then roll her eyes, and then she started talking about it a little bit, and she was like, she said something or another, but the main thing that I remember was her saying that sent something that where I just like blame her for our relationship being bad, and I I'm a loser or something like that. Something like that. I don't
Which
think
isn't.
it wasn't at all true. Like that wasn't what I sent really. I
Right.
had like a little line in there where I said, you know, I felt like we, you know, had issues because, you know, her nephew moved in with us for a while, and I was like, she started latching on to him, and so I
Yeah,
felt
which
like that
seems
was
like a
down.
reasonable thing. You know, like if you're trying to have like a discussion about
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that genuinely bothers you, you should at least be considerate enough to like,
right.
take it seriously.
And that was like the most negative thing that I even said. The rest of the message was just like, you know, thank you so much for, you know, being with me. It was a great time, blah 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 blah. You know, I had fun, but I have to, you know, unfriend you on Facebook and all this so I can get over it and everything. So yeah, it was just a goodbye message, a sweet little goodbye message. And then, you know, she went on stream and like called me a loser to all her friends and everything. And so I went a little, you know, I got pretty that like instantly just, you know, shot me basically.
Yeah.
And so I just drank a whole lot. I remember calling Chef, and because I just needed someone to talk to, because I was like, you know, why she got to be like this, you know? And I was crying, and I was calling Chef, and then I remember going into my. I remember, so this part gets a little bit bad. I remember going and grabbing like a little hunting knife that I've had
Yeah.
for years. I went into my bathroom and like cut a scar under my eye, and then I went and called my sister and was like, or, not the one that I live with, but I you know, got my phone out and called a sister that lived in California. I was like, you know, she just said this and this about me, and you know, I'm sad. I don't know what to do. I hate life. Blah 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 blah. But yeah,
Probably shouldn't have had anything to drink after you sent the message or watched the VOD or whatever.
no, yeah, I probably shouldn't
Probably-
have, but I kind of needed it too. I think to kind of like
Yeah.
help me deal with it. But after that, I was like, all right, that was a shitty night. No more. We're gonna just go up from here. No more of that. And so I feel like from there I've been kind of just, you know, on my 2 feet going forwards. Because that's when I started streaming again, streaming a lot more. And then, you know, I think within that month I like had gotten affiliated on Twitch, because I had someone that was coming to watch my streams constantly, and so that was cool, and that was a little victory for me, and I just kept climbing up and up and up. And I eventually moved back into these apartments that I'm in now that I used to live in. Moved Lowe's stores to the one that's near me. Made a lot of friends here. It's something I've never really had, was making friends like this, where, you know, you just hang out, text each other, be like, hey, you want to go drink, blah blah blah.
So
I never
what do
really
you
had
think
that
you
before.
did? What do you think you did differently, like to make that happen? Like what are you doing now that you don't normally do or didn't do in the past to make stuff like that happen for you?
Well, for the streaming, you know, I just did it for making these friends. I think I actually made a conscious effort to try and befriend people. And I mean, it also helped that like the guys that I'm friends with now are like guys that are around my age that I mesh well with and everything too.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy to become friends with them. And so I made like an effort to try and like, you know, hey, you want to go out? Hey, you want to hang out? You want to go do this and this and that? And so we all started,
Let's go box.
doing it. Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, just trying to do that. One of the main things I remember is that I remember thinking this is Amy probably doesn't give a shit about me right now. She probably doesn't even think about me, because she's got all these friends. You know, she's got friends she can go hang out with and do this. So it doesn't even matter, because she's just got friends, right? And
Right.
I'm like, I don't have that. I don't have any friends that I can just go hang out with or anything really. Just like I had like a couple here and there, but you know, and I have you guys, but you know, the aspect of
Yeah, it's
in person is
right. Yeah, it's different. It is different.
And so I was like, all right, well, I want to have friends. I want to have a friend group and stuff like that. And so I was like, all right, let's try it. And so here
You
I am.
manifested it.
I did.
You can just do anything. That's
it
That's
all
what you're
really
saying.
it all really just kind of came together really nicely. So I kind of lucked into it as well, but it was nice just having things like start going well. And you know,
Well, it is poetic in a way, though. You know, you got to send your goodbye. You know, you
I did.
got to get it all off your chest. You got to send it. And I mean, was it really for her anyway? You know, like it sounds like it was more for you. You know,
Oh, it
like
was all for
you
me.
got to do what you got to do, and all this stuff. So I mean, I think it's fitting that it turned out the way that it did. It. You know.
Yeah. And, you know, I won't lie. It was definitely like all for me. There's like the only part of it for her was, hey, I'm a nice guy. You want to get back together with me? That's
Right.
it, you know. Aside from that, it was me trying to just cut myself off from that, basically. And I did. And I like I said, I feel like after that, it was like the old Band-Aid getting ripped off. After that, everything just started going better for me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've got amazing friends. You know, I go box with my one buddy quite a bit. I'm in the best shape of not my life, but I've lost 20 pounds from since I've moved out of Missouri. I have a bar and a great bartender that I go to. I think I told you that, on my birthday last month, I went to that bar and my bartender just paid my whole tab.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you told me that or not, but that's awesome.
Oh, I didn't tell you that? Well, yeah, he paid for my whole tab. He was like, Matt, it's your birthday, so you don't got a tab. It's on me tonight. And so I drank.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's something I've always wanted too, is to have like a bar,
Is it like is it mostly quiet, or does it get like a little rowdy, or like what kind of place is it?
It's a fairly chill bar. It's not like, a dive bar or anything, because it's on Dixon Street, one of the most popular, set of bars around here. But it attracts locals and regulars, basically. It's not like a place where all the high school the college kids go to
high
like
school
get.
kids go to, yeah.
And it's not a place where all the college kids go to get fucked and everything. It's just the people that are there.
It's a
People
chill
that
place.
yeah, very relaxed. And
Yeah, that's cool.
My bartender Jay knows me now, and he always says hi to me and welcomes me in and everything. And the bouncer knows me and it's like, hey, what's up, Matt? I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? And he's like this 7-foot giant that could pick me up by my head.
You should threaten and like kick him out of the bar or something. I'm gonna kick your ass.
But
Dude,
yeah,
you should ask him to go box with you.
the sheer amount of mass on him is all he needs to win boxing someone like me. So
just take a slingshot with you, do like David and Goliath.
But yeah, it's nice having a bar. It's like what I imagine, like, the worker just comes to the bar to just drink and relax kind of thing, He doesn't go there to just get fucked up. It's just, I need to relax today, so I'm going to go to the bar and drink a bit.
So there's not like a bunch of people grinding on each other or anything like that?
No. No, it's got 2 pool tables and then a bar and then a couple tables to sit at.
What about karaoke?
No karaoke in there. They do play a lot of like younger people music, so like hip hop and rap and stuff, so that the people in there can get hyped. It's just stuff that you hear at any bar, anyways, right?
So you've got a very specific music taste. So I'm kind of curious if like going to this bar has assimilated you to some of the music they play, like, or do you appreciate it more, or do you hate it as much as you always did? Or
I don't hate it. I never really hated it. I just, it wasn't my kind of thing, but I don't hate it. Like it's part of the vibe.
Hate it as much? Like is some of the
I mean,
it's not the Strokes.
No, nothing is the Strokes. But but I can appreciate it for what it is. It's like, it's just bar music to have people like groove and jive to all the younger kids.
Yeah, so it's a good vibe.
Yeah, so it's whatever. I don't like I said I don't dislike it. I don't hate that it's on. And sometimes they'll play some bangers too. So it's not always just that young hip hop stuff. But it's a good bar, and I'm very happy that I found it and have it's been another source of keeping me up and lifted. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Got ghosted by a girl. Found another love of my life who is in nowhere near here anymore. I called her Flower Girl because she worked in the garden center.
Oh yeah, Flower
Yep.
Girl.
That beautiful orange hair. I still have her on Facebook. But yeah,
And she went to another Lowe's, right?
No. She's a smart human being. She wasn't working with Lowe's. She was.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. She was a flower vendor there, and then she went up to I think like Michigan or something to get her master's in like geothermal science or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's...
I'll wait for you, darling. And nah.
Just send her a message on Facebook and talk to her about geothermal, stuff like.
You like water and rivers? Hell yeah, I think they're cool too.
Yeah, and rain and vapor.
We should go hit up a river sometime. Nah, she's with somebody.
Cool. Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's with somebody, so it's whatever. But yeah,
there's another Flower Girl.
There's always another Flower Girl. What have you been up to, Siege?
Jeez. Went to California not too long ago.
Right.
In September. It was awesome. It was beautiful weather. I mean, around here, it's so humid. Yeah, you just go outside like during the summer for it seems like even a few minutes of any exertion at all, and I'm just drenched. I hate it. This makes doing anything immediately miserable. So being out there was like, it was awesome because you could just be out in the sun all day, barely sweat at all. Oh man, they don't know how good they have it out there. I mean, obviously they do because everyone lives out there, but the stark contrast.
Yep. That was your first time being in California, right?
I went when I was a kid, but yeah, so that's like the first real time, I think.
First significant time then.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Anything, it was a lot of fun.
Did you eat anything interesting over there?
Oh man,
boy, here it comes.
Oh man, there's this ramen place. Oh my, dude, it's the best ramen I think I've ever had. It was amazing. It was like the real deal. It had the egg. It had everything. It was like the perfect amount of spicy. Oh,
wow. Yeah, I think you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, if I went back, I'd go to that same restaurant. Like it was amazing. I wish I could find a place like that around here. Yeah.
I mean,
it's there's no place like that around here.
Did you get it recommended to you by someone, or you just like happen to?
No, actually, we like had gone to a couple of bars, and then we just wanted something to eat, and so we were walking around looking for something. And we just saw this like ramen place. And we just went in. And it was amazing. It just happened to be amazing.
Very nice. That's one of the great things about living in a big city like California, or well, it's not a city, it's a state, but you know what I mean. Living in a big town like that, you can just walk around and like find something that you've probably never even found before, and just go into it, and it could be good. And great.
Yeah, they have. I mean, so much stuff accessible to them. It's insane. I had lots of Mexican food too. Lots of like seafood. It was San Diego, so pretty close to the border. There's like tons of Mexican places, but I want to try lots of seafood as well. Just being next to the coast, just get it fresh, sort of thing. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I love food though, so I mean, pretty much anything is pretty good.
Yeah, me too. So. Me too. I tell you what, so in Fayetteville. I think like 4 or 5 months ago, my friend came down here from Fort Smith, or up here from Fort Smith. Whatever. He came up here and he was like, I heard of this place called Wright's Barbecue that's supposedly like the best in Northwest Arkansas. I was like, the best in Northwest Arkansas, and it's just down the road? I mean, I guess we have to try it. And so we went there, and it's this little, it looks like, it looked like a home, It looked like somebody's home, and there was just like a sign saying Wright's Barbecue on it. And outside of that, you can see like
That's
a bunch
how you
of
know.
smokers. Yeah, that's how I knew. I was
boy.
like, oh boy, and like the entryway is like a ramp into a porch and basically into someone's home. I was like, oh boy, here it comes. So we step inside, and it's literally just like almost a home, but there's a storefront there. So we wait. We're looking at like a menu that was slapped on the wall. It's like, oh boy, I don't know what to get. I never really even get barbecue that much. So I was like, oh, I don't know. Let's get a plate of brisket and sausage and ribs. So that's what I got. It was a triple plate. So that's what I told them.
They got all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. And they did it right there. Right when I told them, I was like, I'm going to get this triple plate. And so he pulls out like behind him, he's got like not a fridge, but like some container containing all the meat. He opens that up. Yeah. Pulls out a slab of brisket, cuts that up for me, and then gets his sausage links, cuts that up for me, and puts it in the tray, and then grabs his rib, cuts that off of the rack, gives that to me, and then they're like, you want any sides? And I was like, sure, chips. And then so they just like stick their hand in like a barrel and pull out a bunch of chips. They made their own chips. And
like potato chips?
Yeah, potato chips.
Ooh,
I think it was like
awesome.
kettle cooked potato chips. And then they gave me a sauce and everything. Like, all right, this smells pretty good. I can't wait to try it. And then the inside was like I said, a house. So it had a couple tables that you could sit at. But my friend was like, nah, let's go eat at the lake or something, So we went, took our food to the lake.
You got it to go then.
Yeah. Yeah, it all comes to go, and you can choose to sit in there or outside or just go somewhere else.
I mean, I guess if there's a serving it out of a house,
Yeah.
How much room could they have? Hey, I'm going to go into your bedroom. No.
Mom says no eating in there.
Take off your shoes.
Yeah, we went and sat down, and I took one bite of the brisket, and it was kind of a fatty part too. It just melted in my mouth. Oh, and I remember this. I had never had any barbecue that had just melted in my mouth when I put it in there. Like I was like, I took a bite out of it and it melted, and I was like, what the fuck? It was just so good. It was heaven. And
so,
yeah, what's up?
So you're gonna go back? You gonna go back?
Oh, I have.
Oh,
yeah, I have. It's I've never had such good barbecue before. And people say it is hands down like the best barbecue around here ever, and I can see why.
Yeah, see, most people go to like Rib Crib or something like that, and it's like, it's not very good. It's like always dry, and I mean, you're not gonna get anything that's gonna melt in your mouth. That's for sure.
Oh, my mouth is melting just thinking about it. Jesus.
I'm gonna go there tomorrow.
Yeah, it was the greatest barbecue I've ever had. But yeah,
I think barbecue is probably my favorite. Well, man, it's hard because I love food so much, but it's definitely like one of my favorite types of food. But only when it's done well, because when it's not done well, it's it's okay, I guess. But yeah, good barbecue is like, oh.
Yeah, see, I've always been kind of meh about barbecue. I don't dislike it. I don't love it. I do like it because it's food and it's very yummy. But I think I just never had great barbecue like that before, because that made me love barbecue.
What about the sauce? I feel like that's like one of the most important things is, like, because everyone does their sauce so differently. So,
right.
So here's hinging on it then.
Here's the thing. I didn't even eat the package of sauce they gave me.
Wow, is that good?
Yep. I didn't even open it up. I was like, no, sauce is not necessary for this.
Not even for the ribs, huh?
Not even for the ribs. It was just
So,
all so savory and good.
so you got brisket, you got ribs.
Brisket, a sausage, and ribs.
Oh, sausage. How was the
Yeah,
sausage?
sausage was good. It was. They had like little. They had cheese in it as well, like
Oh, okay.
bits of cheese. So it was pretty good. I'm never really a. Sausage is there. It's meat. It's tasty, but I don't like love it, or anything.
Yeah.
So I did dip
I kinda
that in
feel
the
the same way.
sauce.
So was it was hot links, right? Or just sausage?
It was links, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
And the chips.
the chips were
Homemade
pretty good.
chips.
They're chips, they were chips that they made. It was good. But like the meat, the brisket and the ribs were the main things that like stuck out to me. And it was, oh man. Yeah. Last time I went back there, I did use the sauce. The sauce was pretty good, but like just having the meat already be as good as it is, like I don't even feel sauce is necessary.
So do you then, like, every time, since you've been there multiple times, obviously, do you still get like the same thing, just same thing every time? Chips
No,
and the
so
three meats, or do you just go with the brisket? Like, just
I've
get
only
more brisket.
I've only been there once more after that. And what I got was like a sandwich with a brisket sandwich, basically, with I think like two slices of ribs. But it was good. It was still good.
Mm.
But yeah, I
see,
need
you don't want that sausage anymore. That's what I'm hearing.
I just don't need it, and I wanted to try something new too. So as long as it's got
Kansas City's
brisket
supposed to
though.
have lots of good barbecue places.
What is it?
Kansas City, they've supposedly
Oh.
got the best barbecue in the world.
Ah.
So they claim. When I was in San Diego, there's like people advertising Kansas City barbecue.
Really?
You have to check it out someday. See if there's any melt in your mouth briskets.
So, real quick, you might want to like plug and unplug your mic. It's kind of like staticky.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's whenever you talk, it like gets a bit of static or something.
How's that?
Keep talking.
Okay. Am
Yeah,
I staticky at all?
Oh
Do you hear
yeah,
any static? You do?
yeah, a little bit. It's weird. So I'm assuming it's like got to be something with your plug or something. There might be something causing that. But
Could it be our call?
No, because the reason I think it's like your actual physical input or whatever is because whenever you did take that out, it also made that staticky noise too. But I mean, it'll be fine.
Well, I'm looking at my cable here. Let me see if there's anything obvious real quick.
Did you do anything? Because it did hear like a little pop.
Well, I unplugged it from the audio interface and just plugged it back in.
Oh,
I also unplugged it from the mic as well and then plugged it back in.
Ah well, it'll be all right. It's not super noticeable. All right. So, yeah. So you been doing anything else, Siege?
Not really.
Anything
just the same old
significant?
thing.
Just
No.
doing your good old IT job, bit of skateboard here and there.
Yeah, IT job, bit of skateboard here and there, and just living every day.
All
Like
right.
it's my last one.
I did. So for some reason, Lowe's has been selling some like longboards. I don't know why, but we got some longboards in, and I took one to the back and started riding that around. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Kind of neat.
it's pretty fun. I mean, I've never really ridden a longboard, but I mean, it's the same idea, I'm sure.
Yeah. Apparently, they're easier to ride than skateboards. So
You got to get one of those motorized one. They go like 50 miles an hour. You like take it off of. You commute to work with it.
no, thank you. I mean, if I had money, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think they're only like $1,200 or something.
Ah,
Yeah, no big deal.
no big deal. Just 3 months of not buying anything or paying
Yeah.
rent. All right, well, let's move on to games that we've been playing. So, like I said, I've streamed Monster Hunter World after that whole debacle, and I really
debacle?
the whole birthday
Oh.
scheme,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and that actually kicked off pretty well. Like I said, I got my affiliate because of it. But right now, I'm kind of burnt out on it. I'm also waiting for the new Iceborne expansion, so I won't be playing that.
Iceborne is out though.
It is out, not for PC.
But you started playing on PS4, and you just have no desire to pick it back up now that it's out on PC.
Yeah. There's no reason for me to, and I can wait. It's fine. But I did take a week off of work since I had to use some more vacation time. I was like, all right, well, Iceborne comes out on the 9th, so let's just take that week off work and play it. I'll probably stream that in January. PUBG has always been a big game for me, but I've been trying to play it less because it's I get very upset playing it, as Chef and Tyler very well know.
I honestly, I can't see it.
I know. Most people wouldn't think that I get upset. Everyone I interact with when playing games says, "Oh, Hitsu, you're the calmest person in the world." There's no way you would be toxic, but unfortunately, it gets to everybody, even angels like myself.
Just don't let it happen.
Yeah,
pretty easy.
Just don't get mad, forehead.
Yeah.
I've been trying to not play it as much, but right now I've been playing Death Stranding, which I've messaged you quite a bit about.
It seems like a great game.
It's such a interesting and well-made game, I think, and it's probably a very polarizing opinion, but I think it's really good, and it got nominated for a bunch of game awards today, actually. And looking at all the games that they nominated for Game of the Year, I feel like Death Stranding could easily win it, especially because it's fucking Jeff Keighley doing it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like one of those games that's definitely not for everyone. I don't think that I'll ever beat it, but from what I've seen and I've watched other people play it, it seems like great story. It's super weird. From just a storytelling perspective, it's a cool way to tell a story, through a game,
Yeah. And it's like,
it seems like you're doing something so mundane, but
right. It's not like an action hero or anything like most games. You're not going around shooting people or anything or trying to, yeah. It's not very actiony. It's just very calm. Just go here, give this person that. It does pick up. There does a lot of action does happen. There's a lot of room for it, but
I wish
overall,
more games would do stuff like that. Instead of trying to appeal to as many people as possible, just try to make something with a very specific vision, even if it's different, or if it's something so different that that a lot of people probably won't even necessarily like it. But if it's something that's actually interesting, if you have interesting mechanics, and why not go with it?
Yeah,
I think it's what gaming needs.
Yeah, it's a refreshing game coming from all the games that I've been recently playing or all the games that I've seen. It's very refreshing. It's different, and I don't want to sound like someone who's just jerking Kojima off, but he really just his wacky ideas that he has, he's able to implement them in such a good way that just works so well, in my opinion. And it just, oh, that game is just fun, and you would
So
never think it.
what do you think of like the advertisements, like the blatant advertisements?
Some people hate that. I mean, that's just Kojima. It's very campy, and I love it. I like
It
I
doesn't
like
seem
when
like a
it's
big deal, but it's like it's very obvious.
yeah,
Which
yeah, it's
is, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well, just do it.
yeah,
And it doesn't seem to interfere with gameplay at all.
yeah. I think people just, some people just want to get on their high horse about corporations, and I get it, but like obviously, they're slapping that right in your face. It's campy, it's obviously campy. Just enjoy it. Just have fun with it. Like when
Yeah,
Norman
drink your
Reedus
monsters.
when Norman Reedus gets out of the shower, the shower like censors him, it censors his boy parts, and they just slap a big banner for his show over it basically, and it's just like, and then he'll come and sit down and then like wink at you after he sits down. It's like that's
Yeah, they're
funny.
very obvious about it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's on the nose. That's silly. So
Yeah.
let it be silly. Don't take it so seriously.
So how
I'm
far
like-
into it are you?
I am making progress on the third chapter. I've been trying to stream it, but I think I might, because it can be a mundane game, so there are a lot of side quests and little things that I can do that I necessarily don't want to stream, just because it's kind of like, just go here and then nothing really interesting. So I might just do that on my own and try to like build up certain things and all that. But yeah, I'm about I'm a good 2-3 hours into the third chapter.
Do you know how many chapters there are?
I think maybe 9. I can't remember.
Wow. And how many hours are you in?
I'd say about 8, roughly 8 to 10.
So you get a pretty good length out of this, or
Oh
it's
yeah,
gonna take a bit of time to beat it.
yeah. Because I mean, I can probably rush through it because these side quests don't seem necessary, so I can just rush through it and only do the story. But I also kind of want to enjoy it too. So
Just taking your time.
yeah, I mean that's what this game is. Take your time, enjoy it.
Yeah, go for a walk.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of silly things that you can do in the game that it's a sandbox, it's a playground basically, so you can have a lot of fun. Like you can place ladders down to try and drive over them. There was like a big fissure, I think, in the ground. It was a big fissure that a crack in the earth basically, and I was like, man, I really don't want to go around this. And so I like boosted on my truck and jumped over it and made it. And then there was another fissure. I was like, I made the last one. I can do this one. Nope. Try to jump over it, and my car just it was too far, and I fell in. I didn't die, but I was stuck at the bottom for a bit, and I had to like find my way out.
You fell into the bottom of a fissure and you didn't die.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen,
I think you can build a ladder. You just lay down a ladder.
I can, yeah, that's what I had to do. I had to find a place that was accessible where I could like get out with my ladder, and so I put a ladder there. I had to leave whatever cargo was on my vehicle there. And
That
I
was
like, "God
that was too
damn."
risky.
It was too risky. The dangers of shortcuts.
Dude, it's hard out there for the UPS drivers delivering packages.
The porters is what they're called. Get it?
The porters,
Transporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And their naming scheme is actually really interesting. So they have their first name.
Yeah.
Their middle name will be their job, so porter, and then their last name will be like the company that they work for. So the main guy's name is Sam Porter Bridges.
And he just, yeah. So his name's Sam. His occupation is porter, and he works for Bridges.
Yep. Yep.
It's kind of dystopian. Like it's
Yeah.
it's yeah. I wouldn't want to be, like named after my job. But I guess that's where everyone's names come from anyway, right? Like, John Smith
You know what? Yeah, it is. It is. I just realized that.
or
Smith,
Brad Shoemaker.
Shoemaker, Path Killer.
Yeah. Path Killer.
Yeah, I have a lot of the Indian people are named Path Killer. I have a friend that's
That is a
Path
pretty
Killer.
cool last name.
Yeah.
Call me Battle Axe, that's my last name. Head Splitter.
It was always very cool to hear like our coach call him out like Path Killer, get over here, Path Killer. It's like,
Yeah, that's
wow.
awesome.
Imagine having that last name.
Some last
Yeah.
names they can be kind of unfortunate to have.
Yeah,
Like I knew a guy. I mean, it's actually kind of a cool last name, but like in the context, it's not such a cool last name. This guy's last name, when I was in basic training, his name was Blood. You
Ooh.
go in as a E1 or an E2, you're a private. So he's just Private Blood. So he got all
Oh.
sorts of shit for that. It was pretty miserable for him. But otherwise, it's like, ooh, that's a cool last name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but not then.
There's at work we pull orders for people, so we'll see like their first name and last name. There was a guy that gets stuff pretty frequently. His last name is Fuggit.
Fuggit. That's
Fuggit. Fuggit.
Fuggit.
So whenever we get in, we're like, whose order is that? And someone will just be like, Fuggit. Fuggit, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Any games that you've been playing, Siege? Or anything?
Yeah, been playing lots of Minecraft.
Right.
Of Minecraft.
Your server, yes.
Yep. Been working on, just mining and crafting and building and all the good Minecraft stuff. And
Apparently you kicked Tyler from your whitelist there.
I didn't kick him from the whitelist.
Oh.
What probably happened is I changed servers several times, so it's probably just the IP changed. Or no, actually, there was one time when, like, whenever I changed servers, I had to like redo the whitelist, and so like everyone got taken off of it. I think.
Yeah,
he's in the Discord. He knows how to get re-added.
So there are some nights that I did want to come and join on and play, but then I just ended up not.
You just cut out.
Oh, some nights I wanted to come and play, but then I just ended up not doing it, or just playing something else instead.
I think it's kind of like, especially when you know what you're in for, getting into Minecraft is like it takes a while to get established. I think to where you can start doing the stuff that you really want to do, and at first it's kind of grindy.
Yeah,
I guess it's always grindy depending on how you play it, but it is grindy at the beginning just to get where you want to be.
Yeah,
be able to build stuff.
Well, now I need to just come on and just abuse all of your guys' farms. I'm sure everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Is ready like to go.
Yeah, you just get like fully kitted out really fast.
I'll just come live with you and Ross.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, between everybody's farms, you'd be well taken care of. You could be like Hobo Hitsu.
Anything else besides your little Minecraft server, Wowood?
I beat the Outer Worlds.
I
actually beat it just a few days ago. Been playing it for like a week or two, and yeah, just beat it. It's pretty good.
You liked it?
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely in the same vein as like Fallout New Vegas. Like it seems very, very similar. It wasn't very long though. It wasn't a super long game. It doesn't seem like, but yeah, it's pretty good. It looked good. It ran well, and the story was kind of interesting.
Okay.
I think there's going to be another one because they have, they kind of showcase all the different areas that you can go to, and I noticed that you don't get to go to them all in the time that you play the game. So I don't know if they're going to do like DLC or if they're going to do like, something. But
well, if it's in that game, then yeah, I would imagine they'd release it as like DLC or something.
Yeah, probably. It's like very RPG. Like I think when you end the game, it'll have like a slideshow based on all the different decisions that you've made, and
Oh,
like all the different like organizations and people that you interact with, and it'll kind of tell you what the outcome was based on the decisions that you made. So it's not just like the main story, but it's like everything you did in between. So it seems like they have lots of different. There's probably like a ton of different outcomes essentially that you
so
could
you
weave
think
together.
with different choices you could have actually visited those areas then?
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I should probably look it up and see, if there's things that I missed out on just because I didn't make certain decisions. Because, yeah, what determines whether you can visit places or not is like a boarding pass, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Dictates whether your ship can land at certain planets or not.
Yeah, you know that I'm not really a big fan of like Fallout
Yeah.
or Borderlands types games like that. So that one just kind of
It's
flew past my
very,
radar.
it's like a super RPG, I guess. Well, not a super, it's just an RPG, but, it's like you assign stats and
Yeah.
pick skills and you have companions and all that stuff. Yeah. Did you like Skyrim though?
No,
No.
no, I didn't. I
So
ended up cheating that game because I just got kind of bored with it.
what about The Witcher 3?
Witcher 3 I enjoyed because it had a good story and the side quests were very enjoyable to do.
So is that what kind of turned you off of like other RPGs, just the story, or is it you think mostly just the mechanics, like they're not
Uh,
interesting enough?
I'm not too sure. Like I played Skyrim a long time ago, back when I first started playing games, back when I first moved out for college and everything.
Hmm.
I played Skyrim, and I I don't know. I think I just got overloaded with side quests, and it was go here, go here, go do this, go do that. And I was like, I just don't want to, and so I
Yeah,
just cheated and like gave myself all the stats and everything, and just fucked around until I got bored.
which was probably pretty quick if you like were super powerful.
Yeah, yeah. And I just never touched it again.
Yeah, I feel like I like I like games like that, and I've beat quite a few, but I think I like the idea of those sorts of games more than I end up actually like playing them, because
See,
sometimes the story is like hard to invest in. Like sometimes you
yeah,
want to have a good story to like have a purpose for all this grinding and all this long gameplay that you're committing to.
yeah. And like with Skyrim, it was just like I'm probably simplifying it, but it was just like you're the Dragonborn, you're the chosen one. Now go kill this, and it's like okay, well this has been done time and time again. So it's like it doesn't offer anything new, in my opinion, to at
Yeah.
least keep my interest. Whereas Witcher, I was like pretty immediately engorged in the world and the story and everything. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm a monster hunter. I go kill monsters and there's this and this and that. I never even touched the previous two games. I went into it knowing nothing, but it still was able to captivate me.
So, that being said, do you have any interest in playing their upcoming Cyberpunk 2077?
I don't know. I mean, I probably will get it and play it and try it out. I don't know how much I'll like it though.
You just don't like the cyberpunk genre, or it just
Like, I never really. Here's another one of those things where I don't hate it, but
yeah,
it didn't like it didn't spark anything in me. The whole cyberpunk genre is just kind of whatever for me.
yeah. But I mean,
Um,
it seems like you could kind of say that about the RPG sort of like medieval genre, based on the fact that you don't particularly play those sorts of games. Maybe this would be the exception, considering it's made by the people who made Witcher 3.
well, I do very much like the medieval aspect of everything. I swords and shields. I love it. Whereas this, it's like guns. It's like cool, but
Dude, you
it's
love
just
guns.
guns. I
You
like
love guns.
guns.
That's why you play so much PUBG and Overwatch and all the shooting games. I mean, Counter Strike. Jeez.
So here's the thing. I play all those games, and they have very great shooting mechanics. Right? They're all different to each their own. but I really enjoy their shooting mechanics. When I was watching Cyberpunk gameplay, it looked very much like kind of bare bones shooting. And so the thing with that is, like you said, I like shooting. I like shooting games, but I like them because I like how they shoot. I like, that punishment, that very competitive feeling of shooting. Whereas in this, it's just like another, shooter RPG, like, Borderlands or Fallout, where
So you like the sword and shield if you're gonna RPG, and then like shooting in an RPG is hard to captivate you.
yeah, because it's just
Like shooting in PvE is just
it's just like a lot of bullet spam is what it feels like a lot of the time. So
well, maybe you can have a sword,
yeah, I hope
like
so.
like a cyber sword, a lightsaber or something.
So what's funny is in Destiny 2, they have swords, and so I got a sword and instantly just started using that. And I was enjoying that a lot more than having to shoot things.
I messed around with one too, but they've got those one guys that if you attack them, they just like blow up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer.
I mean, you just shoot those
killed.
guys.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to switch off your sword. You just want to keep slashing like mindlessly into mobs, like Dynasty Warriors, just like clearing out tons of, Yeah.
Exactly.
You just want tons of enemies, just waves of enemies just being flung out of the way all at once. That's what I want. Now I want to play Dynasty Warriors.
I have 8 Extreme Legends in Steam, and I played a good amount of it, but I have not finished it. I heard 9 was pretty terrible.
Yeah, I haven't played that. I haven't played in a long time. I think honestly, like the last time was on the PlayStation 3.
Ah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Dynasty
so what do you
Warriors
think of Destiny's
series.
gunplay?
It's basically same complaints as like Borderlands and all that. I will say, hitting headshots does feel somewhat satisfying because they do die pretty quickly if you can headshot them. But it's still very bullet spammy in my opinion. Too bullet spammy for me.
Yeah,
when it comes
especially
to
when they start introducing shields and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When it comes to the PvP, that was very high TTK.
Yeah.
So I was able to enjoy that a lot more.
You like the high TTK?
I do. I don't like
I mean,
having to spray like a half a mag into someone to kill them. Because it's a gun, guns shoot, guns kill easy. So
do you like if you were playing, say, like Call of Duty, which you play all the time? Actually, you never play Call of Duty. That's a lie. but like like they have hardcore modes, like one shot, one kill. Do you like that sort of stuff, or do you think that's too
I
punishing?
probably I don't know. I'd have to play it. I mean, it sounds like something I could enjoy, but high TTK, but not insta gib,
Yeah,
because even
and just kill you.
Because even CS, some of the guns will take like 5 or 6 shots to kill, especially if you're spraying from range. But it still feels dangerous, It feels like you don't want to get shot by a gun.
Whereas, yeah, because you're gonna die immediately. Any mistake is like a big mistake.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas all those other games are like, you shoot me, but like that's all right. I've got like an armor bar apparently or something, So you have to basically kill me twice. Press Q. I have to, I can just run away and heal up in like a second. Just wait for the red glow to go away or something.
So you're not playing very many competitive games. You're all about Death Stranding, some Monster Hunter.
So actually, this brings us to our big topic of the day: burning out on video games.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
You never thought it'd happen.
I never thought it would happen, but here I am, thinking that I've burned out pretty hard on video games.
What's it like? It's like let's hear the post-mortem.
So it's it's almost freeing.
Yeah.
It's almost freeing. I think the state that I am in right now regarding video games is kind of nice because I don't feel like I always should go home and play a video game.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to not play a video game and do something else. And I mean, as much as I love video games, and I don't regret spending as much time with video games as I have. I don't regret that at all. But like, video games eat up a lot of your time.
Right.
This is gonna starting to sound real boomer of me, but they eat up a lot of your time, an incredible amount of your time. Like before like even before I got broken up with, what was my schedule? My schedule was go to work, come home, and play video games. And that's like, I get home at like 6 7 p.m. and then play video games from like 8 to like 1, right? That's
Yeah.
like 8 9 10 11 12 1. That's like 5 hours of my day. That's like my entire day of not work, just playing video games. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, you eat a little bit of food, take
I-
regular
yeah.
bathroom breaks,
Yeah,
But yeah, it is a
But-
long time,
it's such a
especially
long
when
time.
you're working. Like when the majority of your free time is just eaten up by it.
Yeah, and
But it's good to have other hobbies as well.
it is. It is. And I noticed that, like, the more games I had been playing, like, the less my other hobbies were happening. And like one real example of that is, these past 2 or 3 years, I played a lot of games, and not a lot of guitar, and my guitarmanship has been, terrible. It's been awful. I've not been playing well at all. So I've been trying to phase that back in routinely because I used to do it, every single day, like 3 hours a day. And then now, I do it like 3 hours a week, 3 hours a month.
Yeah, that's not a lot at all. Better get back on that.
I have been. I very much have been. And that's like one of the good reasons why burning out on video games is kind of nice because it's like, I don't feel like I have to play video games anymore. I can go, work on music for a bit or go do this. It's not just, mindlessly sitting and playing something for my entire day, which those days are nice. Don't get me wrong. Doing those every now and then is fun. But like, you think
Well,
about,
I mean, if you could make it something a little bit different, just like change the entire habit and make it something, that you look forward to doing when you're playing the right game, like when you're playing like a Death Stranding or something like that. Something that you can really like appreciate and, you know, have a
yeah,
good time with instead
yeah,
of like that's the thing with like multiplayer games, like PUBG and Overwatch, or
uh,
even like World of Warcraft or whatever. Like you're never gonna beat those games, so it's either you're just gonna like play them all the time, or you're not gonna play them all the time. There's no end really. Like it's they're meant to be played forever, and I think those sorts of games like they eat up the most amount
oh
of
yeah,
time. Like yeah. So I think like having other games to play is really important too if you're gonna like really try to like enjoy yourself and make it seem like maybe less of like a huge like time eater. Like you can just find some
just
really good story based games or whatever, or like play Outer Worlds. It's not very long. You get like a nice little story. It's like an interactive movie or whatever.
uh,
Then you're done.
and
Just
that
move on, do something else.
that's kind of what I've been looking for whenever I do play games now. Is I just want to kind of, just get into a game, just relax and play it, and then see the story, not Overwatch or PUBG where I'm like frantically like thinking, okay, how do I do this, or what's the best way to do this, how do we deal with this, how do I do this, am I gonna die here, am I gonna die there, do I need to make sure this person doesn't die, all that stress,
It's a different experience, I think, too. Like it's yeah. You have to be on top of your game. It's like
Yeah,
yeah, it's mentally taxing,
that's
even though it's
why
just a game.
Oh God, is it fucking mentally taxing? That's why I only that's why I only try to like play these multiplayer games, PUBG and Overwatch. I only try to play that when I have like alcohol, you know, because then
Just
I
make it
can
like
loose.
just get loosey goosey.
You know it. I loosen up, and so I care a lot less and everything too, and so I can just kind of like play it and enjoy it a bit more instead of being so uptight and be like, oh, we got to do this so we win, you know, blah 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 blah. And I still get frustrated when I even when I do drink, but to a much lesser degree because I'm drinking. I can just shit. I can just rub it off, you know.
Yeah. Do you think you can ever get to a point where you just like enjoy it? Like,
Not
it's
competitive
just
games like that.
really?
I don't think so.
Do you
Because
feel
my
like you do yourself a disservice because you could enjoy it a lot more if just didn't give a shit, it's just like whatever.
if
This is
I
some bullshit
could
that just happened, but
if I could be in that mindset, I would love it, and that's why I drink is to try and get closer to that mindset when I play. But like it is so ingrained in me to be competitive and try to be the best whenever I play these games that it just makes me very frustrated when I'm not, you know, doing well or when we're not doing well. And so and then the frustrations just add on and add on and add on, and it's like fuck, and then I just explode, you know.
yeah. Well, I think it gets more frustrating too, like the less things work out. And then, you add alcohol on top of it. And at first it's like, it's like, oh yeah, this is whatever. I don't care. But then it's like you're playing worse at a certain point, just
Yeah.
because you've been drinking. And it's like that makes it even more frustrating because then make dumb mistakes, whether you
Well,
realize
see,
you're making dumb mistakes or not.
that's why it's okay with me to drink is because, like, you know, I know that I'm intoxicated. Now I know that I won't be playing as well as I should be. So, you know, if shit happens, you know, it's all
It's
right.
like, it's
Yeah,
just, yeah.
I was fucked up. So who cares, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Competitive games like that. I don't think I don't know if I'll ever get into it like I had been ever again because
You
it's
know, I think part of it is like, well, for me anyway, I think part of playing competitive games is like if you don't stay on top of it, if you don't continue to play, like you get worse and it sucks, Like it's like,
yeah,
why am I playing like this when I know it's not like it doesn't have to be this way? It's like when you stop going to the gym and then you can't like lift anything anymore.
yeah, yeah,
Like why did it's really frustrating to be like setback. It's like a setback. And it's
yeah.
like, well, here we go.
And then you
Chalk
get
it up to getting
unsure.
old.
You get unsure if it's like I'm getting old. I don't know if I'll ever be able to, you know, play like I used to anymore. I definitely
Yeah.
think that all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think, it's a valid concern and you hear about it all the time. You're like, oh well, I mean, this guy's he's about to lose his contract. He's getting older. He's gotta go. He doesn't have those twitch reflexes anymore. All
uh,
right, well, see you guy. You can't play StarCraft anymore.
yeah,
But yeah, then you get into that mindset where you make worse decisions, you play worse, and then like at some point you must be reinforcing like the bad things you're doing to where it's hard to perceive like what's right. What were you doing right before? Maybe
yeah.
you just lost that skill, like something. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's kind of sad to like know that I was GM, and then now I like struggle in gold and plat. You know,
It kind of
it's
makes me wonder like other games that have different like time to kill, for instance, like if it's a little bit longer, like if it leaves room for someone to make like better decisions, that way it's not completely based on reflex and aim necessarily, but it can also be just like how well the mechanics. Like are there games out there that aren't just like they're I guess strategy games maybe, but those aren't as
yeah.
much fun. I want to shoot people in the head. I want to get 360 no scopes.
I mean, they just make it so satisfying to shoot people in the head.
Yeah.
All the hit noises that you'll hear on any game where it has hitbox or hit noises, like Overwatch, when you get that ding on a head, it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
it felt nice.
Yep.
Such a satisfying ding.
Yeah, it is. Oh man. And when you get them back to back.
Oh yeah, like
Oh
playing
man.
playing McCree, you just hear ding ding. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
goodbye.
See ya.
Uh,
Yep, that's the good stuff.
yeah, I don't. I think I maybe should reiterate. I feel like I am very burnt out on competitive games. I think other games, well, I don't even know because I see a lot of new games that come out constantly and I'm like I don't know if I care about that, you know? I don't know if I care to even play that. Not many games don't get me excited as they used to nowadays.
Yeah, but you're just more picky too. Like, not only that, you've played more games, You have a lot more experience.
Yeah, I guess so. And so I have like, a refined taste of I know what I like in a game, and so if this doesn't seem like what I want out of the game, then it's not what I'm gonna play. Yeah, I see
And you've
that.
got other stuff to do. Yeah. You just go play guitar instead. Then
Yeah.
once you feel like the appetite for a good game, you sit down with like some Death Stranding or something.
Exactly. And Death Stranding has been what's been filling my appetite. I've been
That's the way to
liking
do it.
I've been liking Red Dead too. But I've been really liking Death Stranding, so
Are you caught up? Because you started playing Red Dead on the PS4 as well, right? And then you just recently started streaming or playing at least on PC.
yeah, so I streamed it at first and then Death Stranding came out. And so what I've been doing is just I've actually been watching my streamer, APL Fisher, play through Death Stranding. And I've been playing Red Dead while watching him do that. So
Oh, okay. So are you caught up with where you were on
not yet.
PS4? No.
No, I'm pretty far back.
Man. See, that's the hardest thing for me. That's like the thing I'm worst about is like playing through a game again, especially when like I've not beat it, but I kind of know what's coming. Like I setting a game down for too long is like one of the worst things you can do. Because then you want to restart it, but then you don't want to restart it because you want to be back where you were at. And it'd be
See,
hard for me to like stop playing it on PS4 and then pick it up on PC and then have to go through like I don't know. I guess if the game's good enough, it shouldn't really matter. But
that's one thing that was kind of nice about Red Dead was because, like it's an open world game. It is kind of a playground as well, so you can go about things in many different ways. You can do what you want for the most part, and so replaying it hasn't been too hard on me. It's just fucking around, dicking around, riding my horse, doing whatever. Nothing.
riding on my horse. Huh.
Riding my horse, boy. But yeah. And then, as with all games, I got burnt out playing that on PS4, and so that's why. Also on the PS4, the load times, oh man, are rough. And so when it was confirmed to come to PC, I was like, especially with modding possibilities to hopefully eventually get rid of some of the, very slow aspects of the game that should have, been taken care of by Rockstar themselves, but whatever.
You mean you don't want to watch the skinning cutscene every time?
No, I don't. I want at least a button to just press the button and skin it because it's a nice animation. They got nice models for everything, for sure.
Yeah, but you don't need to see it like.
I don't need to see it.
Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the modding community is going to come through probably then.
They've already got mods for it. Nothing special, just like reshaders and save game mods, but they're already working on it, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I know you talked to me about burning out on games too, because there's been many times where you've spent like months not really playing anything. It seemed like.
Yeah, I think I was kind of. It was mostly just burnout on competitive games, and then I just didn't have any other. Nothing else really caught my interest, I guess. pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. Probably the same boat as you. I just feel like I could be doing other things. Just been skateboarding a lot.
Yeah.
Been trying to get back into exercising more. I kind of fell off of that for a while. And when you're as old as I am,
Mr.
you gotta stay in
47-year-old.
yeah, that's right. No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, your birthday's tomorrow, right? You'll be turning 48 tomorrow.
yeah. And then after that, I think the day after.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been it's been trying to take care of myself a little bit, exercise, get into some different stuff, learn a new skill.
I do remember you saying that you've been drinking a lot less as well.
Yeah, yeah. It really messes with my sleep. Is the main thing. Like that drives me. I like if I don't sleep well, that's like one of the worst things because it ruins my entire day. Like I just feel like I can't accomplish. I just rather lay on the couch and do nothing.
Uh,
It just like
I'm gonna
saps
say
all
the
my
B word
motivation.
right here.
What?
What a boomer.
Oh, I know. Dude, I don't know. I like it used to never it honestly used to never bother me. Like I could just drink as much as I wanted. I wake up in the morning, I'd like chug some orange juice just because that always sounds good for some reason. I don't know why. I'll just chug some orange juice and then I'll be good to go. Maybe like get some breakfast, something greasy. Then I'm set. I'm set.
Yeah,
But no,
I'm gonna abuse my youth as much as I can before before
you
I turn
should.
into you.
Yeah, really, you should. I'll just like toss and turn and all. Yeah, dude, it's awful.
I
Maybe
sleep
it'll
like
never happen to you though.
I
That'd be
sleep
awesome.
like a baby until I wake up. When I wake up, then there's like a 50-50 chance that I'll be able to go back to sleep. I wake up with a bit of a headache, my mouth's all dry, so I drink some water and then I lay down and try to sleep. And, about 50, maybe more like a 70-30. I'll usually be able to fall back asleep. But if I can't fall back asleep, then it's not fun. It's not a
Yeah,
hangover, but it just, you get that
miserable.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Cuz
think I've probably gotten better about like c- what's the word? Like restraining myself,
yeah.
like hugging that line between like when we were in San Diego, everyone wanted to go out drinking to the bars and stuff. And I got
Uh-huh.
like plenty drunk. But I was responsible like I was throughout the night I was like chugging water and stuff.
Oh.
Trying to like mitigate the collateral damage to the next day, and it worked out really well. Like because the next day I felt great. Everyone else, you know, they were miserable. They didn't want. I mean, I honestly should have just not even bothered because I was ready like the next day to do stuff, but they were all just like, oh, feeling miserable. So,
That's right.
but yeah,
At the very least, you didn't feel miserable with them.
exactly. I was laughing. I was looking down at them all.
I probably need to do that this weekend when I go out with Chef, because I'd like to
Yeah.
get messed up, but I don't want to I want to be able to get messed up every day,
Yeah. Well, if you
So
want to do that, yeah, just chug water every now and then. I was just like, the first place we went, I grabbed like a huge glass of water and I was like, well, let me chug this real quick. All right, let me get another beer.
so do you have any advice for any potential viewers for anyone feeling burnt out on video games like we do?
Um, yeah, I would say definitely don't force it because that's just gonna make you more burnt out. Like if you don't like what you're doing, do something else.
Hmm.
Find other things to do, find other things to be passionate about, and if you still like playing video games, you'll come back to them. You know, when you feel like it. And I think that's what happened to me. I just stopped playing for a while, and I wasn't really feeling it, and learned a new skill. Been doing different stuff, and been
And
enjoying the stuff that
doing
I've
those
been doing.
ollies.
Yeah, that's right. Now came back, and we're beating games. We're beating Outer Worlds, playing some Minecraft, just having fun.
That was well put. That was basically what I would have said, because I started getting burnt out, and again, this was a very polarizing past year for me. So, I made those friends and everything, and I started hanging out and having more activities besides gaming kind of helped me out. And then now when I do come back to gaming, I can enjoy it a lot more. I noticed that for the most part, I get less toxic. If I do know that if I kind of get like pulled on to play video games, like if I don't want to like play PUBG one night, but then I'm like, fuck, I'll play. I do notice that on those kinds of nights, I'll end up getting more tilted. So I try to restrain myself. If I feel like I don't want to play, then I'll just not play, because I know, it's just, I'm just gonna get, angry and cranky and everything. So
don't force it.
I would say don't force the games. Just let the games come to you. Find other hobbies, like you said, and use that time to work on yourself, work on whatever you want to work on. It doesn't have to be games.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be productive.
Doesn't even have to be productive. No. It will
just keep it spicy. Just change it up. Live your life.
I will say it is nice for it to be productive, though. And that could have many meanings. Productive could just mean, being able to lift more, exercising, being able to run more.
Yeah. Broadening your horizons.
Being productive does kind of, it feels real nice.
It just sucks starting.
Yeah, that's all. And that's with any hobby. It always sucks starting.
Yeah,
maybe not suck.
Well, yeah, you just have to come to terms with like it can be overwhelming. You have to come to terms with like how much you don't know and how much like it's humbling in some ways. And if you can push forward through that, then it's really rewarding. You just have to deal with the downsides, which it's not really a downside, but
and then the days that you don't feel like going out and pumping some iron or whatever, you can come home and just play some games, and then you'll enjoy it a lot more, probably, because that's how I feel when I play games now. Is I tend to enjoy it as long as I'm not forcing it.
Well, if you feel like sometimes whenever you don't want to play like PUBG or Overwatch or something like that, it would be cool to have games to play that aren't competitive but do have like a multiplayer aspect, even if it's not like a like a looter shooter like Destiny 2 or something like that, but like just a game that you can play a few rounds of, and it's fun. Like what's that golfing game? Like that's kind of a cool one. Like there's like
the
mini golf game.
Golfing with your friends or whatever.
Yeah, or like VR chat or something like that.
Yeah.
Just get like some weird multiplayer game that everybody can play.
Last time I played VR chat, it was at the end of the night, so I was pretty wasted, but I was still drinking a bit more, and I had quite the ball. Yeah, it was
fun.
I was role playing as I can't quite remember, but there was a girl there from like Sweden or something, and well, I can't talk about the rest of it, but
oh yeah. Well.
But yeah,
so it was a lot of fun. No,
it was a lot of fun. It was just us like fucking around and being stupid and silly, whatever.
Dude, you should have streamed it.
Okay, so she was like underage, but her avatar was like showing nip and everything, and so I was like joking around, and I was like, "No, you have to cover up. Like I'm gonna cover you up," and all that. And it was just silly fun. She ended up adding me on Discord.
So I've never met anyone on VR chat, but it seems like you just go in there. So I mean, do you do activities with people, or do you actually just like join like a landscape and just...
There's activities you can do. For the most part, people like to just hang out in rooms and just like gather up in a little circle and chat to each other and all that stuff.
Man, that's so weird.
It's weird, and it's.
I mean, imagine people just hanging around, having conversations with each other.
That's so fucking weird, dude. Who does that? But yeah, they'll just do that, and then you can partake or do silly things to get their attention, whatever, and
And it's
just be
free.
silly, and it's free.
I'm gonna
Very
have to check it
very
out. I
much
might
easier
already
to
have it.
do. Downloaded.
Yeah, maybe.
It's much easier to do when you drink, because I've gone in there without drinking, and like
What am I
it's
doing?
yeah, yeah, it's very intimidating. I'm like, oh god, and I try to stay quiet and just walk around, and I'm
Hey,
like,
guys.
oh, I don't want to talk to anyone.
Is everyone like pretty chill though, for the most part, or are people
Yeah.
like being assholes in there?
Now everyone's pretty relaxed and chill, especially now that like the whole VR chat craze has gone away. So all the the people that were just there just for memeing and everything are phasing out. So it's just more of the active user base, just people looking to get on there and chat and have a good time.
Maybe you could find like a cool VR bar to go to.
Maybe. I try not to play VR chat too much because that's something that the old ball and chain played a lot and
The
probably still
old ball
does.
Yeah, so what?
So I
You
try
can
to
play it,
avoid.
make it your
I,
game.
I just I don't know. I just rather not, And it's not like I'm missing out on anything, It's not like, oh man, I really wish I could play it, but I'm scared. It's just like, no, I don't care. If I want to play it, I'll play it, but it's not something
Yeah, you
big.
just,
And
like,
with that
are
aspect, it's
wanting to
just
play
like
all the time or
whatever.
anything.
Yeah,
Well, it's a very specific kind of game anyway. It's like you just want to talk to random people.
basically. It is very much not a game and is probably something you actually would probably never burn out on if you think about it, because it's just social. It's like being in a chat room.
Just go in there with like a fake life story and see if you can get people to believe like the craziest stuff. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
My favorite
yeah, I
activity
might
to
like
do in
that.
there. Well, if you ever play, tell me so I can join in.
We're getting ideas.
But yeah, so any of you out there burning out on video games, I would say find you some hobbies and enjoy those, and then the games will feel more enjoyable when you come back to them. All right,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we are near the end of our podcast here. We got some random questions that's always a fun little thing to do on podcasts. So our first question, a silly little one. Siege, what is your opinion on the Oxford comma?
I mean, I think it's what I use. I think it's the way to go. It keeps everything consistent for me. I think it just makes sense. You treat everything except for the last word. Essentially, you treat it the same. You just add a comma. There's no confusion. It's just all very obvious to me. What about you?
So yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I pretty much always use it when I can, unless I'm lazy and just don't use it.
Unless what? You cut out
Unless
there.
unless I get lazy and just decide to not press that comma button. But for
Oh,
the
yeah.
most part, yeah, I agree. It's very much something that helps clarify, and I mean clarifying in the English language and in any language is always
Especially the English language from what I've heard. I mean, I only speak one language, but English has all sorts of dumb rules.
yeah. Yeah, it one of the main things I see that people, whenever they're talking about an Oxford comma and saying that we need to like keep it, is because like you'll have the first little, so you use an Oxford comma to break from one subject to or one fuck. If I knew grammar better, I could I could say this. I could alliterate this better. But
Yeah, but
it breaks the two objects, right?
mhm.
Otherwise, without it, you could kind of be counting that object as like a together object,
Right.
Just like pigs, comma, cows, comma, and goats. without the comma, it'd be pigs, comma, cows and goats. So cows and goats could be treated as one object, whereas pigs could be treated as another. Maybe Farmer Brown puts his pigs here and his cows and goats there, or maybe he puts pigs here, cows there, and goats there. You know?
Yeah, and it's not obvious. Like, where's the context clues? Where I mean, are you just supposed to, you know, yeah? How do you figure out if they mean the two things, or if those things are actually separate? Like, are they combined or aren't they? Is there a way to actually figure it out? Or are you supposed to? Maybe the Oxford comma ruined the interpretation. You know, like maybe it was less confusing before the introduction of the Oxford comma.
It was always. See, the reason why I asked this, or just even wanted to talk about it, was because I honestly, as boring as it sounds, that's always been something that's kind of like interesting to me. Is an Oxford comma, it's like a rule, but like not really a rule, or something like that. It's like it's there and you can use it, and it just completely helps. No matter how you use it, if it's there, it's helpful.
And it also serves to make the English language more confusing in a way.
Does it?
Well, I mean,
The fact that
just
it
in the sense,
exists.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't say if I think it should be like standardized. I don't even know if it would be standardized. I mean, writing in the English language, it's got its rules and stuff, but like people, don't follow those rules all the time. And in fact, whenever you're doing like documentation for things, you make up different rules that you have to follow for the documentation that could break, how grammar and stuff works, because it's documentation, right?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know.
How I'm gonna sound like a moron here for a second, but
Okay.
how important are all the grammar rules anyway? Like, the reason I say that is I feel like the internet has shown us that all these very specific rules aren't as important as school made them out to be, because it seems like everybody can communicate just fine for the most part, and like no meaning or intention or anything like that is really lost.
Right. Right.
Maybe
I
maybe a lot is lost. Maybe that's why everyone always fights on the internet.
I think grammar is still like a necessity, because it's always necessary to have a strong base that everyone, knows. Because I think if we didn't have grammar, then all of this like internet speak and everything, the way people write on the internet and stuff like that, we probably wouldn't be able to guess what they were meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes
Like
sense.
if we didn't
So
know
without
grammar,
this foundation, we wouldn't
yeah,
have been able to build this internet lingo on
yeah,
top of it. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So it's necessary. It's just weird that like we just don't really follow the rules, and even in like very official things like like I said, documentation, it's got its own rules that could break the rules of the foundation.
Yeah,
It's
that's
weird.
interesting.
It is interesting. I wish we had a linguist or something on this podcast. Maybe in episode 11, I'll be able to get the
After
high
Bernie
dollar
Sanders,
linguist.
yeah.
Yeah, after Bernie.
It's episode 10.
All right, so on to a bit more of a fun question. What do you think of flagship weapons, Siege? Whether it be in
For
video
instance,
games, anime, flagship weapons.
so just like iconic weapons.
Yeah. So
Buster
for
Sword.
yeah,
I
what
mean,
is
they're pretty awesome. They add character and flair, and something mystical and unique to the characters that wield them. I mean, what's not to like?
so here's the reason why I asked this is because okay, here's a good example of the Buster Sword actually. So I've never played Final Fantasy VII, but I know how it basically goes and everything. But it's the same in all the Final Fantasies, anyways. you get the Buster Sword. It's like your first weapon, right? I'm pretty sure it is. It is your first weapon. It's the iconic Buster Sword, and then probably a little later down the road, you'll probably get a better weapon, a better sword with better stats, right? So what
Yeah.
do? You have to replace your flagship weapon. You know, you have to get rid of
Ooh.
it and get
I don't know
that
how I feel
weapon.
about that.
So that's why I ask, what do you think of flagship weapons? Because it's their flagship weapon, but then something like that could happen, and so you don't have their flagship weapon. So you're using some like orange looking sword or something,
I
right?
think it depends. I mean, well, yeah, I think it depends because I like flap flagship weapons. I like flagship weapons, but I don't particularly like the idea of like replacing them necessarily. So we're just talking about flagship weapons in like games.
Yeah, I mean it could be in movies too, because my movie example of this was, did you watch the Hobbit movies?
No, actually, I didn't watch them because I heard they weren't very good.
Okay, so you don't care. So in those movies, there's like a special sword or something that like the
Yeah,
main character has throughout, and
like
then
shows them orcs and stuff.
what is it?
Is the idea like the one that shows when orcs and stuff are nearby, like it glows?
No, I can't remember what sword it is, honestly. I mean, like you said,
Oh,
it wasn't, they weren't great movies, so I don't care too much about them. It was just, it was a special sword, a flagship sword of his, right? And then
right.
I think they get like tossed into a river, and that sword gets kind of lost. I think they eventually find it again somehow, just because, but like, I've seen this happen in a lot of like shows and stuff where that flagship sword just kind of gets lost, and it's just they don't have it again ever, and they just kind of, it's whatever. And it's like, is it okay? That it doesn't sit right with me
Like
because
you
they
feel like
have.
they should have more respect for these, these iconic sort of weapons.
I think so. Like okay, here I think this is an example of what actually did happen in Sword Art, right? Because you watched Sword Art, right?
Yeah, but it's been a while,
So
so the details are a little fuzzy.
that's fine. So like in the first season, he's got his iconic two swords, right? His black sword and
hmm
then his other sword.
Yeah.
And then after that season, it he goes into the next game or whatever, and then I think it's like this, whatever, whatever,
Yeah,
wherever the fuck he is,
like
he's got a
it's like
different
a
sword now.
different, like fairy tale land.
Yeah, whatever. He's got a different sword now though. And then
Yeah.
next season he's got another different sword, and then next season after that he's got another different sword. So it's like his flagship swords from the first season don't
I
really
don't.
carry on.
I don't think. I mean, that's got to be like a different. There's got to be instances where you know, like let's Inuyasha. Have you ever seen that?
No.
He's got. Gosh, what's the name of his sword? There's like there's multiple swords though in that show, and Tetsaiga. Yeah, that's the name. Iron Crushing Fang. He carries that like the whole, and it's like his iconic thing like the whole time, like he's the only one who can wield it, and it's
Uh huh.
unwieldy to others and stuff, so it's
Uh
kind of
huh.
cool. I think people should have more respect for those iconic swords. That's what I think. But I mean sometimes like the idea, like even whenever it's different weapons, like it's kind of cool, like keyblades and stuff.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. Like, you got the very iconic Keyblade, and then you get your other Keyblades, and then you also have the iconic end Keyblades like Oblivion and Oathkeeper, and then the Ultima weapon, right?
hmm
But still, it's like, I don't know. It just never sits right with me, and it's not enough to like make me hate the game or whatever, or make me hate the show or movie or anything. But it's like whenever they have a flagship weapon, that needs to be it. That needs to be it. And like I understand how in like the Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts, you you have your flagship, but then you get better ones, and so you're gonna be using the better ones. And they can't really, they want to be creative with the designs and everything, so they can't just make you keep that one weapon and just like upgrade its stats.
Right. It does seem kind of you got to walk a fine line, I guess, because you do want to like make some really cool stuff.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
I never
You're
know how
very
to.
offended. You're like, it's like a bad leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You're just like, they should have some more respect.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know. It's just like it's their flagship weapon,
Yeah,
Like
they should
yeah,
pay homage.
yeah, or yeah. And I'm always
So,
very conflicted about it.
so what's your favorite flagship weapon?
My favorite flagship weapon?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough. I don't think I have one. I just
like what? Like if you could have one weapon and make it like any flagship weapon that exists. Like if you could just, reach into thin air and make it yours. There's none.
God, that's such a
Yeah,
tough.
that would be. I'd have to probably do a little bit of research on that.
I would. I can cheat and say that like the swords that I designed for my little character in my little story, whatever.
Yeah.
I would, if I could have that, I would have that because it's cool, and it's I designed it for my character, which is me, so it fit me.
That's honestly, yeah, that's probably the best answer though. Like you have your own flagship weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'd have to steal someone else's.
You could always make your own flagship weapon, Siege.
Yeah, that's true. I could. I'd make it way too overpowered, probably.
Let's see, mine are like these two black blades that like they have a base form, they have a speed form, a power form, and then like a final form. And I can change their forms at will. Each form has like a different advantage, So speed is going to be a quicker form. Power, it'll help me have that power. The final form will just be the OP form. And then like I can like my main big power will like give me like a new set of clothes, kind of like how Ichigo does whenever he goes Bankai.
Mm-hmm.
And I look like a dragon with like my cape almost looks like wings. And then I've got the two final versions of the swords in my hands, and then the other six like float behind me and everything, and I fly across the sky, and I can like control them telekinetically and everything.
That's pretty cool.
It
Being
is
able
cool.
to like change the stuff on it reminds me of gosh, what's his name from Hunter x Hunter when he has to like basically spin for the random weapon.
Oh, Kite! I love Kite.
Yeah, Kite. Yeah, Kite.
Kite's my
That's what it
favorite.
reminds me of a little bit.
Yeah.
Except you could control it.
Yeah, I can control it at will, and like my natural affinity is like wind, and so I can use wind to like send my blades through the air a bit better and everything. And then whenever I use my final form, my big OP form, I like have void powers where like I shoot waves, and the waves are just like waves of void, and they just tear through and make whatever they touch like disappear or whatever. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to come up with my own weapon now.
Yes, you are.
It's
Your
gonna
own
be a
weapon.
gun.
The fucking gun, Mr. Army Boy.
Be a gun. Yeah.
Well, the only weapon I'm needing is my AR-15 with a NACOG scope and a vertical grip and a whatever the fuck laser sight.
That's right. And I'm gonna have
Two
to have
suppressors.
a quick draw mag.
It's gonna be a quick draw double drum mag. Don't even know how that's gonna work.
And it's gonna kill everything. It'll
Yep.
never miss. That's pretty much it.
If it does miss it like comes back around and follows them until it hits.
Homing bullets like from Wanted. It just never miss.
Well, this would sound great for you to fit into any anime world with this weapon. So, if you were to do that, Siege, on to our final question. If you could be in any anime world, which would it be?
Jeez, that's such a hard question.
Yes, it is.
You go first.
Ooh. See, I was trying to. I was. Damn. Okay. I was trying to think of a answer to this. Like the whole time I was waiting for you,
Yeah.
and it's a very hard question because I had a.
Okay. It is a hard question. Yeah. Just which anime world wouldn't you want to be a part of?
Ooh.
But an anime that you like.
Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah,
You do not want to be part of that world.
No.
Well, you know what?
I don't know though. Yeah, I mean,
It's cool. Like,
yeah,
because they're fucking superhumans with the shit
Yeah.
that they can do, and all their cool technology. That's cool. Being able to use that would be very cool.
yeah.
But it's a
It
shitty
would be
world.
awesome.
It's a shitty world.
Yeah, I mean, you'd get eaten. You could
Yeah.
be so skilled and still get eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy that's an easy one to not want to live in.
See, and I was actually thinking about this. Like a lot of the animes that I was trying to think about, I was like, man, the worlds are cool, but like living in them would kind of suck. Like,
Yeah.
think about living in like the Bleach world. There's fucking hollows that run rampant, You could die
Yeah.
at any moment. Think of living in like Fire Force. You could randomly turn into, you die. You just combust randomly,
Yeah, a lot of misery or berserk.
God.
God.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that would be just get eaten by something.
Get raped
Yeah.
and then eaten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even in that order necessarily.
And then the Hunter
Any
x Hunter
order.
world is cool as shit too, because you got Nen, where you can have whatever fucking power you want, basically. But
Yeah.
then, you could just get killed in a side battle, not even the main character's battle, just a side battle that the enemy just like offs you in because you were just there. You just happen to be a citizen walking on the street.
And you just get exploded.
Yeah.
I would want to live in a world like where I could get wished back by Dragon Balls, perhaps.
Oh my god.
That would be kind of cool.
I had not thought about Dragon Ball.
If I could get in a hyperbolic time chamber and just like train, or oh man, that would be super cool. Man,
That would be.
I don't know though. Yeah, that would be cool. But
That
having
would be
men would be
cool.
cool too. Because I wouldn't even need like an amazing power to be satisfied. Like if I had something really convenient, that could be good enough for me. Like what's his name who could make like the apartment building, which
Oh,
would be an
yeah.
amazing power. But like I would just go in there all the time. I was just like I'd live in there. That would be awesome.
You just put a portal at home and put a portal at work.
Yes.
And just zoop right there. And then whenever you want to go on break, just come home.
Yeah, and I'd have like
Takes
a
like a
portal
second.
in different countries.
Yeah. Just go wherever you want. That is
Anywhere,
actually
yeah.
very powerful. That's far beyond just convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Convenient is like
An understatement. Yeah.
a convenient power would be like, make sure your hair never grows past a certain stage or something. Or never have to cut your nails or something, That's convenient.
Superpower. I would take that though. If I never had to trim my fingernails, oh, that'd be perfect.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd take like that superpower.
Besides Dragon Ball, I can't think of any other anime world that's like, it would just be nice to live in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all the animes that I've watched.
Yeah. Dragon Ball, I think, is a good one. But some of them, the problem is they're so similar. They're like a worst version of Earth.
Yeah, because they have to be worse so that there's problems and conflict.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
So maybe... What? Oh, there's like a crazy show on Netflix where it's like people live... Oh, what's it called? I'll have to look it up. Like people live in it's like kind of cyberpunk, but people live in like these crazy like machine world. Like the machines have infested and like taken over everything, and so like the entire world is like covered in like these self-building machines, and it's just like everything's like
Ah,
the entire Earth is like a labyrinth, and it's just like you get lost in it, and it's totally crazy. I can't remember what it's called though, but that would suck. I wouldn't want to live there. I don't know why I brought it up.
uh, yeah. I guess this was more of a which anime world wouldn't you want to be in?
Yeah.
I guess all of them.
Well, I mean, I guess when you really think about it, you just realize how many of them would suck.
Yeah, because even like Naruto would like if you're not Naruto or Sasuke or anyone
Yeah.
of the main cast, you're just
Yeah, it
fodder.
sucks. Yeah. Yeah, who am I in this world? Am I powerful?
I can't
Yeah.
answer that.
Hmm.
I was when I was thinking about it hard. I was leaning towards Bleach because even if I die, I just get sent to the Soul Society and then I can become a Soul Reaper. And I
Yeah.
possibly die again.
Another cool one, I think, could be oh, I lost it. It was there. Hmm. Will it come back? Oh. No, it wasn't because of yeah, I think I lost it. I think it's gone.
Oh
What was
man,
it? Man.
that's
Oh,
two.
no, I got it. I got it. Okay, so um a cool world to live in just based on like the technology that exists would be like Sword Art Online. Like just having
Oh
that sort of VR. That would be
yeah,
super cool. That'd be awesome. It's like
that would
modern,
be.
you know, but
But then,
well, I wouldn't want to get stuck in the game though.
I
Like
mean,
the
that would
minus the
suck.
whole getting stuck in the game.
That would suck. But like in the current seasons now, there's not really that kind of danger.
Yeah.
So it's just everyone's got their VR games that they can play. You know, yeah, that would be pretty nice.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well,
Just plug my brain in. I'm ready to go.
have you got any final questions you want to ask?
Um I don't think so. When's the next episode?
That's a secret. Secret
It'll
only
be
I
revealed
know.
soon.
Maybe. Maybe. I will have to try to get Max back for the next episode, though.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
have to think of
You have to work
another
on
good.
the talking points.
Yeah, I got to work on. I got to think of another good big main topic. But yeah, that was a nice little comeback of a podcast. Spoke about life. Spoke about burning out on games, which is something that we have both experienced by this point, and I'm still currently experiencing.
Yeah.
But hey, Siege, I appreciate you coming onto the podcast today. The
Hey, thanks
Kato
for having me.
Cast,
The
the
Kato cast.
the Kato Cast, the relatable podcast. Although I think all podcasts should probably be relatable, so it's just
Should be
whatever.
applied.
Should be applied. But yeah, appreciate you being on here very much. And
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, if there will be a next time, hopefully, we hope to see you guys another day. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.